Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can filter your data in Excel. So I'll be walking you through different filtering options. Okay, so you'll get to know more about it as we progress through this video. Now, if you haven't already, you may want to consider subscribing to my channel because I will be uploading new videos on different Excel tips and tricks. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified of any new videos that are uploaded in the future. Okay, so let's make a start. Now, to start filtering our data, we need to add filtering or we need to add the filters in the top row of our data. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight my first row, which is my headers, and I'm going to apply the filters on the top row. Okay, now you can actually select the whole row and this will add the filters in every column, or if you want, you could just simply, highlight the columns with the data. It doesn't really matter which one you go for. Okay, you just want to make sure that the filters have been applied on each of the columns of your data. So I'm just going to select the whole row at the top. You would then go up to the Home tab, and then you would go to the editing group. And then in the editing group, you want to click on Sort and Filter, and then click on Filter. Okay, so you can see there that it's added the filters. So it's like a drop-down arrow on the right of each column. Okay, so these are the drop-down arrows that I'm going to use to filter my data. So say, for example, I wanted to filter by city. So I only wanted to see specific city, okay, in my data. So you would click on the drop-down arrow, and then you would go down. Now you've got a couple of options here. One option is filter by color. All right, now, as you can see in my data, some of the rows are colored in different colors. So if you wanted to see, for example, only data that were or only the rows that were colored in blue, okay, you can use the filter by color option. So you would click on filter by color, you would go to the right, and then you would select the color that you want to filter by. So if I wanted to see only the data in blue, you would click on the blue icon. And there you go. Now it's the filter is only showing me the rows and the data that are colored in a blue color. Okay, so that's how you can filter by color. Now, if you wanted to go back to the original data, you can just click back on the drop-down arrow and then go back to filter by color, okay, and then select no fill. Or what you could do, it is what I normally go for, is there is a clear filter option there. So that will remove any filters that you've applied on your data. So if you click on clear filter, that takes you back to your original data set. Okay, so now let's go back to city again and let's explore the other filtering option, which is text filters. Now, text filters allows you to filter based on specific conditions. Okay, so you can use text conditions to filter your data. So let me show you what I mean by that. So say in a city, I only wanted to see data where the city was Wakefield. So I only wanted to see Wakefield data. So now there's two ways of doing that. You can do it through text filters and select one of the commands on the right. Okay, so based on the condition that you want to set, you would select the appropriate one. So for example, if it's an exact match. So for example, I only want to see Wakefield data. Okay, so it would be an equal match. Okay, so you would click on equals. And what that will do is it will open up a custom auto filter dialog box, and here you would specify the conditions. So if you read what it says show rows where city equals, and then you put the condition in there. So I only want to see rows where the city equals Wakefield. Okay, and then I can click OK. And here you go. Now I can only see, okay, data where the city is set as Wakefield, right? I can't see anything else. Now that's one way of doing it. The other way is if you click on the drop down arrow again, you can also, if you go at the bottom, you can actually see a list of all the cities. So these are, you won't find any duplicate values here. Okay, so these are all unique entries of cities entered in your data. So you can actually search for Wakefield in this search box like this. Okay, and then you could just tick the checkbox and select OK. So let me just let me do a search for a different city. So let's go for, actually I'll just choose one from the top rows here. So let's go for Banbury, okay? So if I only wanted to see data for this city, you would select that checkbox on the left, and you can select multiple, okay? So you can, let me just do a few more, okay? And then you would click OK. So there you go. So I can see Banbury and other cities there as well as Wakefield, because Wakefield was originally selected in that list. So that's the other way of searching for, or that's the other way to filter for specific cities. Let me show you one more method. So if I go back to the drop down arrow, and I'm just going to clear the filter. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my original data. Go back to the drop down arrow again and go into text filters. If you go to equals again, okay, so we'll just repeat what we did. So we'll just put Wakefield in there. And then here you can actually, do another city condition in there. So you would select or, okay, and then you would select the right command. So it's equals again. And then I'm just going to put Cambridge in there. So you can use this technique as well to search for, two conditions. So if you click OK, you can see that it's, searched for and filtered my data by city, where it's only showing Wakefield and Cambridge information. Okay, so I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is you can use different ways to filter your data. If you ask me, I usually use this search box when I'm trying to filter by specific conditions, and I would select multiple options here, okay, to filter my data. Text filters, you can use the does not equal option there. So let me show you how that works. Let's just clear the filter again. Let's go back to city. Go down to text filters, okay, and let's go for does not equal. So here what you're saying is, show me the rows where city does not equal, okay, and then you could put in the city name. So say, for example, I wanted to see everything, okay, except for Liverpool data. So you would put Liverpool there. So you're saying, show rows where the city does not equal Liverpool. Okay, and then if I hit OK, you'll see that Liverpool is no longer in that list. Okay, but if you click on the drop down arrow, you'll also see that okay, actually it doesn't select it from this box here. So it's only done it through the text filters. So that's the does not equal command, okay? And then you can use others, there's begins with, so you can actually just filter by, text that begins with maybe specific characters, okay? You can go for the ends with option and so on, right? So you can use different filtering commands based on what you're looking for based on the conditions that you want to set. If I just clear the filter and click on the drop down arrow again, you can see all the boxes are ticked, and that's because, it's displaying all the data for me currently. But I can actually click on the checkbox on the left of select all. Okay, so that deselects everything, and then I can start selecting the cities that I want to see. Okay, so you can use this, the search option here and the check boxes and do it individually. You can use the text filters to, search by conditions. You can also filter by color. All right. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, or if you want me to, do a video on something specific, then please put your message in the comment section below, and I'll pick it up from there. Okay, so if you found this video useful, then please do like and subscribe to the channel, and shall see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.